Hell is fickle. It shows itself in different guises to every visitor. To get to the center of the abyss, we need to overcome your first trial. That is to pass the Palace of Andromeles. You will know everything in due time. Yes, the gates never cease to impress with their sophisticated monumentality.
Ah, you're here, my mistress. You're here! And just in time, just in time!
I'm not your mistress, evil spirit.
Oh, my lady, my lady!
Enough babbling, lad.
Sitri, Sitri!
What a useless spirit. Either speak clearly or be gone.
A spirit with use, yes, with use, with presence even. We've heard, my lady, that you are familiar with the art of cards. Who else better to help us than you? A Cossack is here and he's playing Durak for his hat. We have to win. Win him with an evil spin.
Where is he? Very well. I will help.
He's here at the tar pits. Turn towards the guts and bones. We are waiting, patiently waiting.
How generous you are. Don't be afraid. It won't keep you very long. You're here, mistress.
You are the demon I saved from the spinner's cocoon, right?
Yes, that was me. It said the charts ungrateful. All lies. In my nook I've hid a nice present for you. If you wish, madam, please come visit my place. I won't deter you much longer, my mistress.
The gates of hell exhale furious flames as they fix an eternal gaze upon you. They are surrounded by throngs of demons as black as night. Some roar, some bark like rabid dogs, some howl wolfishly, and others grunt like evil pigs. All of this fills the air with an unbearable cacophony. The imps rejoice when you approach. Suddenly, everything is silent, and the hateful gates begin to make a speech.
And no one in heaven or on earth or under the earth could open the scroll or even look inside it. But are you worthy? He won't who has opened it and broken the seals.
He fell back into his old ways. He shall offer passage to ones who wish be elsewhere, and trials for those whose fate has brought them here.
How can I prove that I'm worthy?
We will see. Come closer.
You approach the fiery maw and unwittingly shield your eyes from the burning inferno. You feel the searing gaze of the hellish gates upon you. If this ordeal continues any longer, it might cause you to ignite like a simple match. But the flames slowly die down, and now the way is open.
You are worthy.
A burning inferno that rages in the open maw dwindles down, and finally you are able to step under the dome of hell itself. Your guide snarls with a hint of approval before following you into the pandemonium. An abominable view of the hellish outskirts lies before you. A rocky slope gradually descends and disappears into a murky abyss. The darkness is torn by fiery lava flows appearing somewhere below. A narrow bridge spans the chasm and gradually descends. Demons are swarming amongst the rocks with their ghastly visages of pork snouts and muzzles of dogs, goats, and horses. They turn their evil beaks, having noticed your approach.
Andel?
Mendel!
Gandel? My, it's so good in hell!
Get out of my way, you Herod spawn! I'm heading for the throne and don't have time for you.
Oh, Vasilisa. Some demons can't temper their evil passions.
Right you are, Citri. Get the hell out of our circle.
Wait a moment, guys. What are we waiting for? There's nothing better than the 6th department.
Come on, bring the pan and light the logs.
I'm not in your clutches yet.
She's alive?
That's true.
And this one beside her. This one?
A book. No seals.
Well, we are better off then. Yes, let's quickly retire.
Not so soon, you demons. How can I get to the throne of hell?
Oh, it's quite simple, really.
Hell is alive, just as you are.
I will guide you. Yes!
But our circle has only one exit. Through our boss, yes.
Andromedius! Andromedius? He lives in the Palace of Evil. You have to follow the boiling rivers from the tar pits to get there.
Yeah, go there. Be careful not to fall from the bridge, though.
What do you mean when you say you're the 6th?
There are other departments in addition to us.
Yes, we're working the 6th toll house.
We are responsible for our clients, you know?
For whom?
For the ones that pass through here.
Sinners, you mean?
Oh, yes.
You know of this book, then?
Certainly. And so it has been said, according to legend.
There's a legend.
It will fulfill the wish of a Khaldun. Great power! Great glory!
I don't have time for these demons. Get out of here, you evil chorts!
Run away! All together now! 1, 2!
The Chorts crowd around the cast iron cart. It seems that one of the horned spirits is being scolded by the others. When they notice you, they start up an almost incomprehensible howling, from which you understand only one fact. It is you who robbed them of an entire wagon full of sinners. Demons rush to attack you, still cursing the Khalduns. The chorts dissolve in the wild inferno. The sinners thank you for freeing them from the hateful fire, even though it is only for a short time. At the top of an especially high, hellish rock, you find the cozy burrow of a chort that you know. Looking back, you freeze in fear and wonder as you look upon a view of such dread and magnificence that you have never seen. The exhausted demon thanks you once again and pulls out a red rag from somewhere in his burrow. After whispering some demonic zagavar over it, he hands you his gift. You can't help but to admire the eerie expanses of the underworld. You rest a bit and are ready to continue on your way. A twisted bridge leads you to the boiling tar pits in the Golden Sands. Sinners emerge once and again from the black slurry, trying to get hold of the shining banks, but each time they are driven back under the merciless blows of demonic pitchforks. The chort overseers seem to mistake you for an escaped sinner and attack. Among the barren rocks of the underworld, you find a murky grotto. A flock of wailing demons has surrounded a frightened Cossack. He sits at a table where everything is ready for a game of of Durak. It turns out that the old soldier has placed a wager, his soul against the stolen hat. Impatient devils are inviting you to play the game on their side. With a deafening yell and a roar, the Cossack is seized by the demons and carried away to the nearest crack. One imp stays for a bit to express his gratitude with devil's gold. He also tells a couple of stories about other mortal visitors to the underworld.
The wisdom that lies upon dark pages is not that of madness. You cannot paint me as a liar.
You have almost reached the bizarre Palace of Evil. Your steps echo among the ornate spires of this strange building. Citri knows the way and leads you to the very chambers of the palace's master. You notice many open chests filled to the brim with golden rubles. Perhaps it is worth replenishing your supplies. Behind the heavy gates lies a heap of treasure, gold and other riches 1,000 times more impressive than the one you saw in Vodinoy's palace. A black throne sits atop the shimmering mountain.
Who do we have here, dear me?
Count Andromedas.
Oh, is it you, Citri? Well, well. You've brought your beauty. This is the witch that broke the seals, I presume?
How can we reach the throne of hell?
This is not how we do business these days. No, we don't. We really don't. And what about the book, lads? Why does she still have it? Respond! Will ya?
This is the same black book of legendary repute.
Oh, I know all about this Khaldun's black books.
Listen, Andromedas.
Oh, right. The throne of hell. I will let you pass, Citri. But your Vasilisa will have to face the tall house. Or turn back.
What was that you were talking about, black books?
Oh, everyone knows about black books. Yours is unique, of course. One of a kind.
How can we reach the throne?
Hell will lead you to it, my dear. If you pass my tall house, of course. Which path it will lead you to is for you alone to discover.
Aren't the aerial toll houses held by the angels?
Of course, by the angels, my dear, in the skies. I send my walkers to torment newly found clients.
You mean the deceased?
Right, right. I inspect their quality. If they have too many sins, then I grab their soul. But seeing as you are here, I won't let you go without a trial. Such is my profession. Theft is in my job description. I may be demoted otherwise, am I right, Citri?
We will pass you anyway, you evil chort.
Right, right. But how?
All right. I will endure your ordeal.
Are you sure about that? An angel is usually there to atone the sins with good deeds. You can't rely on anyone here.
Why do you require all that nonsense? Angels, angels. Only the stupid sanctifiers need them.
Be wary. If you accumulate too many sins in his domain, then he will seize your soul, and even I won't be able to help you.
I'm sure I have nothing to fear.
Well, well, let me read the scroll. Your scroll, this one, my dear. It says everything. So, you visited a mill. You didn't steal even a kopeck. You went to the Vodinois palace. I have quite a collection of his ushkoiniks here. He has some very nice treasure. And didn't even care for it. But it's understandable. His gold turns to fish scales in the world of man. You Khalduns visit these churches without a second thought, as if it were your own house. It never ceases to amaze me. You did what? Marry someone off? You didn't even take the donations. How pity, how pity. And here, being but a guest, you didn't take a ruble. Not even one sin. I might throw up. You failed my ordeal. Now be on your way. Maybe you'll have better luck in another circle of hell.
Andromalius dissipates into a hideous cloud of sulfuric stench. A portal opens in place of his throne, through which you see a new landscape that is even darker and gloomier than what you've seen before.
what a beautiful place hell is when chaos reigns supreme. Don't you agree, my lady?
I don't know. All the sinners. I can't bear listening for their screams.
Even though they are devoid of heavenly grace, they found a shelter here in hell. And they are tormented most cruelly here, since we're in the domain of death herself. Shorts torture murderers, traitors, infidels, and other rebels here.
But why am I here? Among these wretches?
Who knows? Hell works in mysterious ways. I know one thing. The abyss will lead you to your goal.
Tell me how hell works.
I could explain it to you for ages, my lady, and still not tell you even a fraction of the whole truth. I know a lot being a spirit, but your mind simply cannot grasp this knowledge. Hell changes every moment, but only one thing stays the same. The torment of sinners devoid of forgiveness. Some demons heavenly delight in torture. For others, souls are just a form of currency.
Why are there some shorts here and others on Earth or with Khaldun's?
Some are sent to Earth as a reward, while others go to the same place but to Khaldun's as a punishment. Demons have their own hierarchy: peasants, workers, and nobles, just like mortal people. Some have their domain in hell, while others have theirs in the mortal world. We demons believe that world of man drowned in its sins long ago. As such, in essence, it is already ours.
Tell me about the abyss.
Hell is darkness. Hell is chaos. Hell appears as it wills itself, and doesn't have a firm structure. One might see it as a funnel with throne at its top. Some see it as circles or stamps floating in an endless darkness. Still, others see it as a series of endless caves burning with furious flame. But there is always someone with enough will to harness this power.
The tall house of murder is ruled by death herself?
Who else but her? Death knows the guilty better than anyone, since she is present wherever sin is committed.
Will she let me pass?
Death is a strange creature, worthy of the hellish unknown. Today her victims are old ones, tomorrow everyone, or only the sick or the young. So it is not my place to guess at her whims about you and live in sorceries.
Will this road lead us to death?
Correct. With it, we will get to her temple. She is the only one who can open the way further.
Let's not tarry.
I shall obey, my lady. Be strong. You are but steps away from your goal.
Mistress! Yes, you! Come to our cauldron.
Don't you forget, Short, that I'm still alive.
No, not in the cauldron, but to the cauldron.
This feeble-minded spirit invites you for a small excursion into his domain. I believe he wants to demonstrate to you all his skill in the devilish arts of torture.
Yes, this demon speaks truly. Well versed he is. Here, let me toss you a coin. We'll be waiting for you.
Please help me, good woman. Don't refuse. Here is a bit of gold for you. Everyone says that you are a witch with knowledge. I'm taking an exam at a short academy and have trouble with one question. What do you Khaldun's give away before passing into hell?
What do Khaldun's give away before dying? Do they give their sins away or something?
No. You can't just pass on your sins. They are yours. All right. I'll remember. Thank you kindly.
Impenetrable gloom fills this region of hell, but it is often torn by a stray bolt of merciless fire. You hear savage howls and the thumping of thousands of demonic feet ahead of you. In the deep, thorny pits, demons are drilling their kin. In vain, they try to march in lines that will soon fall apart with such howls that your head is filled with tormenting pain. One of the would-be generals notices you and decides to test the skill of his subordinates, ordering a full-on attack. Shorts are scattering in fright, having learned the merit of your power. Some scream for mercy. Others flail their arms with a strange madness. Those soldiers that only watched the battle freeze in place. Each salute you in their own way. Some bow their monstrous heads or kneel. Others salute you with a shake of heavy horns. A winding path leads you to a huge grotto. Its walls and floor are dotted with pits, nooks, and crannies, all filled with cauldrons, boilers, and iron mechanisms where chorts are torturing souls of the screaming unfortunates. The terrible suffering of the sinners is so cruel that you involuntarily take several steps back. The familiar devil awaits. He bows and invites you for a little tour of his domain. Here you find every horror imaginable. Your guide relishes in the details of each torture while showing them to you. Here he adds some oil. There he turns the spit. And there he tightens the bolts on another of these disgusting mechanisms. He offers you to lend him a hand in this demonic art. You shudder at the thought of torture and quickly return to the trail. Chorts have built hideous squat barracks along the path. Slender rows of these buildings stretch all the way to a horizon dotted by black chimneys that are belching, reeking smoke. Everything around here is lined with fences and strange, thorny threads. Devils drive sinners from one barrack to another, and their hellish dogs torment the lingering unfortunates, killing their victims again and again. A group of chorts approaches you orderly, as though being a military squad. They are dressed in scraps of filthy uniforms and are marching awkwardly across the ground, drenched in the blood of hapless sinners.
Ten hut! Good day, Mistress Prince Citri. You've come here on inspection, I presume?
I see that you found quite an impressive means of bringing your ideas to life.
What's going on here?
We are preparing for the 20th century.
If I may, my mistress, chorts are getting more and more discriminated when we talk about murder. You see, there is less and less violence in the world, unfortunately.
And this is why we've come up with the new ways of tormenting mortals. We're getting ready to train our agents.
Looks like some kind of a horrible labor camp.
Yes, ma'am. In these very camps, we intend to torment millions of souls.
Have you come up with a name already?
Yes, sir. Death camps.
I feel that this may be too blunt. How about labor camps?
As your Royal Highness commands.
You won't see such expanses of the abyss while traveling with ignorant guides like Saint Nicholas, don't you think?
I haven't heard that there are fewer murders in the world of man.
Oh, but it's true, ma'am. This is the very reason that my colleagues are working on creating new ways to cause evil.
Oh, you should listen about all the wars that these clever chorts have planned.
How horrible.
Let me tell you, sir, ma'am.
Everything in its own good time. We're in a hurry now.
Agents that you talk about, these are the chorts that tempt people?
Yes, ma'am. There are several agents types. Type 1, corporal of the left shoulder. He sits on the left shoulder of a man. Type 2, fire colonel. Flies about as a fairy ball. Type 3, leather major. He puts on the skin of a corpse and walks among men.
Come on, you will tire our magnificent guest.
Some of the recruits in these pits will one day become such an officer.
Some will mingle with men, maybe even lead them.
This can't be.
I've heard that a most peculiar mustache will become fashionable.
We have to continue on. As for you, I don't think that you need to kill so many men and devise such camps.
Why is that, ma'am?
How can I convince this Herod spawn that he should not create such chambers of torture? Don't you think that all these victims will become holy martyrs?
No, we haven't thought of that.
What a wise remark. You should work harder, lad.
Please spare me.
Your guide nods to the chorts standing nearby, and they drag their screeching leader to one of the barracks.
After you, my mistress. We should be on our way.
You approach a magnificent palace with a facade decorated only by shards of broken glass. The screams fade and give way to a dry wind that is driving dust across the withered remains of its former glory. The despondent building is still and silent.
Ah, the forgotten palace. The carbuncle of former glory.
Did you live in this castle?
The demons did. And we lost everything in the blink of an eye. Everything could be different. Do you think that our Lord invented this so-called hell? I'm sure that he would not.
So it wasn't you who decided to torture the sinners.
Nonsense. Who needs these wretches? No, we demons are the same prisoners in this kingdom of darkness as any other man. Times are changing, and so must we. I am positive that you would agree with me as well.
No, this cannot go on.
That's the spirit. We have almost reached the gates of the old Crone's temple. Let's not linger any longer in this dreary place.
The trail winds along the bank of the flaming lake. The gloom parts before a strong heat, reeking of sulfur and filled with the unyielding screams of helpless sinners. When you adjust to the bright light, you are able to discern the orderly rows of demons that pass along souls to each other. Every chort has his own dreadful task, to cut, twist, or do other things better left unsaid.
Look closely, my mistress. Another innovation of death herself. Perpetual torture.
My lord.
Each demon has his own task, which he performs over and over again. Thus, each sinner is tortured by death with every way possible, and with proper diligence, not missing an inch. In the old days, we had to invent a special way of torture for each sinner. Now, everything is much simpler. It is said that the cauldrons will also receive similar treatment. You have no idea how hard it was to organize these lesser imps to perform their duties properly.
These poor people. How is this possible? Only demons could have invented something like this.
So, shall we continue our journey?
I have to help these wretched souls.
Oh, Vasilisa, this is a waste of time.
Don't get in my way if you don't want to disappear yourself.
As you desire, mistress.
drive away some demons and thus stop the dreadful conveyor. The souls are desperately trying to hide in the lava, preferring fire to the merciless claws of the torturous demons. Your fiendish guide bows courteously, impressed by your display of power, and invites you to continue the journey. One more step, and a hateful, gaping portal reveals itself. It is a doorway to the halls of death itself, if the words of Citri are to be believed. Each footfall fills you with dread, and only the thoughts of proximity to your goal give you the strength to move forward. You descend lower and lower down the winding stairs, sensing the evil will of a creature devoid of life and earthly desires. A quiet spirit lives here, one waiting for its moment. A quiet spirit lives here, one waiting for its moment. Death itself is sitting on its throne, the enemy of humankind. Quiet rattling and the stench of decay are the unyielding allies of every spirit's word.
I've been waiting for you, Citri, and you, Vasilisa. I was expecting you to be much earlier.
Greetings to you, Death.
Weeks and weeks I was on your heels, sorceress, and yet you slipped away. But I am patient. Soon, very soon, you will be mine, and then... Look at these instruments. Oh, what a marvelous torture that will be. My demons will work on your body and soul when I'm done.
You'll never get me. Neither you, neither your chores.
Few are those who have avoided my embrace. You think your book can aid you?
Death has a creaky laugh, like the scratching of nails on a coffin lid.
Why do you take people away? Leave us alone. Your work brings nothing but misery.
What a clever witch. He wants to help humanity. But it is not my place to aid you in this matter. It is not I who made this world as such, but the Creator who willed it. You want to change the way things are. Be careful what you wish for then.
Your demons. I've never seen anything like that.
It's merely my job. I am the mistress of another tall house at the moment, and I'm very diligent. Everything you've seen, don't even think of telling this to anyone. You know how I love surprising.
I can ask the book for eternal life.
For a long time, this ancient artifact was absent from these halls, but you are not the first to wield it. Few Khaldun's avoided my embrace. You won't be among them either.
Maybe we will have a closer meeting soon, but not today. I will face your ordeal.
So bold. You are strong, Khaldun, but you won't escape my clasp. If you don't pass my toll, your soul will be mine.
Open the scroll.
Oh, how many charts you've slain, at least so you think, for they are immortal. But this is not your sin. Fyodor, your old friend. He has sins of his own, but they are none of my concern. You could have brought him to ruin, but you offered a helping hand. And your new friend, Bailichkas, so small. You people think that age is important, don't you? You could have left, but you saved him. Your teacher, your mentor. He has betrayed you, and you forgave him as the faithful daughter should. Your colleague, the sorcerer, Alexander. He could have killed you, but he saved you. You forgave him, even though you could have killed him many times over. Here in hell, you met another living soul, Akasak, and condemned him for an eternity of torture. This is merely but a small help for my cause.
Death rises from her throne, and a portal to another hellish landscape opens behind her.
Don't forget about me, Vasilisa, for we shall meet again quite soon.
Sitri bows to your interlocutor and follows you into the portal. You sense that your victory is fleeting, so you step inside the portal that has just emerged behind the throne of the Grim Reaper.
So, here we are, our final resting station, my lady.
But I don't see the throne.
There is not much of a path left. After the Sinner's Forest, you will see the heart of the abyss. I hope that you've seen with your own eyes. Known as the home of fallen souls and wretched ghosts, is really...
Much worse. I'm seeing such horrors for the first time.
But wait, my lady. As you might have guessed, we're not idling. We shall regain our former power yet. You'll see. Unfortunately, it is time for a farewell. Follow the trail. It was a great honor and even a bigger joy to guide you down these hellish roads. So, here we are, our final...
But I don't see the throne.
There is not much of a path. I hope that you've seen...
Much worse.
But wait, my... We shall regain... Unfortunately, it was a great honor.
An old, beaten road is winding among the swaying trees. You hear whispers amidst the branches, and with a start, you realize that hell has grown a grove of sinful souls. You quicken your pace, unable to withstand the mutterings filled with pain. The voices beg and demand, but their words are alien and incomprehensible.
out the wish, Satan. I've broken all of the seals.
Of course, the legend tells of a wish, does it not? I presume you suspect some kind of a trick. But don't worry, my sorceress. Simply say your wish to make it come true. Go on, do it.
I already know my beloved isn't here. You made old Igor do all these evil things. It's all your fault. But I won't back down. Even before you. I want my betrothed to be with me. I want him to be alive. Alive with me beside him. Free from both the torment of hell and bliss of heaven.
I like your style, Vasilisa. Let me fulfill your wish. Your betrothed is beside you already. Your betrothed is the Tsar of Hell and ruler of the Abyss. I am your betrothed.
What? I didn't wish for that.
Ah, those myths, legends, as fickle as sand on the shore of an endless ocean. I created the Black Book, Vasilisa. Right here in the halls of the underworld. When the rustle of pages fell silent, and my hand fell exhausted on this very analogion, a prophecy resounded. Whoever looks at this book in heaven, or on earth, or under the earth, and will break its seals, they then will among the flames will receive a worthy reward.
No, no, no! That is not the legend!
Who are you to doubt my words? Shorts heard prophecy and told Khalduns about it. Thousands of years have passed. Do you think they remembered the prophecy accurately? But I am bewildered as well. I've been waiting for a friend and a comrade. Another prince in my kingdom of darkness. But now I've found a companion, a witch, with power yet unseen in both hell and the mortal world. Remember calling the merchants at Mihail's crossroads. The merchant is here to collect his goods.
Never! All your tricks, omissions, and deceit! What else to expect from the Prince of Lies? I walk this road for a reason. You're just another chort in my way!
Isn't it too presumptuous, Vasilisa? Trying to oppose the very progenitor of evil?
I won't leave hell empty-handed. Let's see if there's a wish hiding under that serpent skin.
Khalduns compare to you? I've chosen well, it seems. Now place the book unto the Analogion to seal our union.
Never! Hateful serpent. I will be doing a great service to all of Russia when I let the Black Book consume your wretched spirit.
What? You foolish mortal! Do not try my patience.
I couldn't care less for your patience, you evil snake. Let's see if there's another seal hidden beneath your filthy hide.
No bounds. You have everything, but get nothing. But even with this mighty artifact, you were a lousy student.
Destined to be together, it seems. There is no wish. And you, Book. You bring only misery. I wish things were the way they used to be. I guess Grandfather wanted that as well. But you can't turn back time. Satan said that he wrote the book in these very flames. The very flames that created all this power.
Whoever saw it, as saying lots of things. They say it was possible to look into hell itself at those crossroads. That is how Vasilisa disappeared. But then, at the old church in Piantek, a certain icon painter started living there. What was his name? Petrovich, was it? It was after the Red Army came. He started working on that icon, something to do with hell. But he didn't manage to finish the drawing. It was empty. Weird, eh? I don't know about Vasilisa. They say a lot. What to believe? And what of our Uyezd? You know yourself, I think. Vilgort and Cherdin lived well afterwards. All of the Kolduns were gone for some reason. Evil spirits were gone as well. All of them? Who knows? Some say that there are still Shishigas in the deepest woods. But who knows for certain? Friends of Vasilisa? I know all about them. Petka began hunting different chorts, and the Kolduns that remained. Started smoking them out. I know about Akulina as well. She wanted to be a witch like Vasilisa, but then there was no time for sorcery. Married Petka. They lived well. Fyodor changed his life for the better, went to Perm, and played in the Opera House Orchestra. Had talent, that one. Nikolai lived well with his chort of a wife for a long time. Even the Soviets didn't hurt them, as if they had some kind of Zagavor protecting them. Karnish started living in his forest. They say he helped out the peasants. There was one story during the war he helped a guy. Ah, well, I'll tell it some other time. Proshka disappeared. Cats. What can you do? That nobleman did a lot of good. Built hospitals and whatnot. I don't know what happened to him afterwards. The Bolsheviks killed him, I guess. And Yegor? They saw old Yegor in church often. He was praying for forgiveness. Maybe Vasilisa forgave him as well. Here he is, in the village photograph. He became strange, though. Always walked around with his head wrapped. And so, that is the whole story. Everyone here remembers it well to this day. Do they believe it? I don't know what to believe myself. Time flies, you know. It's not the same as it used to be in the days of old. I'm glad I told you all this before I forgot it. But it is late. It's time to say farewells.